Hey everybody, welcome back to the comment section. We're coming at you here. Week 14 of the NFL's getting ready to kick off. Poker guy, how you doing out there in Florida?
I'm good, man. I'm a little chilly. It dropped down to like 70 degrees the other day. So as you know, the heater's on, the furnace is on, but we were just getting into it before, man. Let's just get into it, man. We're having a good time already.
Let's get into this thing. Let's start the corrections page first. All right, so I went back and rewatched the Kareem Hunt video. Let's give you a little update there. So he did push that chick. He definitely pushed her. That I only saw part of that video. So he did a double push, and then he pinballed somebody into her. Then she fell down, then he kicked her. And of course, we talked about him and his "I'm sorry I got caught" Lisa Salters video. Well, I don't know how sorry it was, because it turns out Kareem Hunt can't make it through about a 3-month period without trying to kick the shit out of somebody or anybody. Because right after that video came out, TMZ, who's got more investigative power than the FBI apparently, they went and they got like 2 extra videos of him trying to whoop people's ass at nightclubs.
That's pretty wild though. But at the end of the day, I mean, I know he's fighting people, but that's not really domestic abusing. I know we were talking about it earlier, but Ray Lewis killed a guy. So it's like he got a Super Bowl ring after that. So at the end of the day, this is all noise. Kareem Hunt, he's not going to play for the Chiefs again, but he's going to be signed to an NFL team, probably the Redskins or the Cowboys, and he'll be fine in a couple of years. He'll probably hoist a Super Bowl trophy here the next couple of years with under head coach Josh McDaniels of the New England Patriots. So I'm not too concerned.
I've been hearing some rumors that they're thinking about maybe Josh McDaniels is a good candidate for the Green Bay job. I don't know about that. Colin Cowherd's been coming hard at Aaron Rodgers the last couple days, calling him a coach killer and really kind of trying to undermine everything that Aaron Rodgers has not accomplished in his career.
Well, you can't take away from Mike McCarthy. He did win them a Super Bowl ring, so they're not taking that away. But sometimes it's just better to move on. That's all it is. We're gonna find out though, because they're gonna play the lowly Packers. So we're gonna see exactly what Joe Philbin and Aaron Rodgers can muster up this coming week. So we're gonna find out. We'll get into that a little later, but I don't think Josh McDaniels is gonna take that Packers job. I don't think so. And if he does, I hope he does so in a momentous way where he accepts it, and then the postseason happens, and then he kind of retreads and doesn't accept it. That'll make me very happy.
That'll make me happy too. I mean, Joe Philbin, I wouldn't feel confident or comfortable with him coaching my 10 and if I had a child. Thank God I don't have a child. For all of you, wrapped in the misery of having your own children, I'm glad we could serve as an outlet for you for just a little bit of time. But
hey,
man,
Bobby, how many
child,
diapers did you change today?
Oh, I didn't change any. I will say this: one of my dogs shit on the floor and tried to eat it, and that was very unsettling. And I may have gotten a little piece. So those are the kind of trials and tribulations that I have to suffer through. But I don't have to deal with any baby poop. And speaking of baby poop, Kevin Durant, that reminds me of Kevin Durant, obviously, because he is soft as baby poop. What a soft motherfucker. Kevin Durant, weak as shit. He came out this week and he was talking a bunch of trash on LeBron. And he was saying, I don't think that anybody's going to want to go play with LeBron because of the toxic environment that he creates when he's around a team. And I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. KD, you're the most toxic motherfucker in the league. You're soft, you're weak, and you're just jealous, dude. He's just like a fucking little jealous 8-year-old.
He's a little baby. He's a little fucking pussy bitch. If anybody listens to the AJ McCollum podcast, he's got a nice podcast. He's I think a guard on the Portland Trailblazers.
Oh, CJ McCollum.
What did I say?
AJ, but it doesn't matter. Something J. Andrew J instead of Christopher J. Whatever the fuck his name is. No one knows what his name is.
OJ McCollum and his podcast.
The Juice McCollum. Old Juice McCollum.
Juice, good old Juice. He is loose, and he's got this killer podcast with KD on it, and it kind of.
Hey, bits of a sidetrack though. How fucking everybody's got a podcast these days. What are the odds that the Juice is loose, like that is a podcast at some point within the next year or two?
Well,
Rick Pitino has a podcast. All these motherfuckers have podcasts. I wouldn't put it past it for the Juice. He's a shameless individual. Obviously, he murdered his wife. He didn't murder him. I don't want to get caught up in any sort of slander here, but there's some doubt. Either him or the one-armed man or whoever else fucking murdered his wife. And
some Puerto Rican guy. Could have been some Puerto Rican guy.
Some Puerto Rican guy got after that. He's out of jail now. So you got to wonder if there's I'll tell you this though. I would fucking OJ. Tune in for
absolutely.
Yeah,
that's one podcast.
You're a fucking monster.
I love OJ. That's one podcast that we would all tune into. Needless to say, we'd all watch that or listen to that podcast, and it'd be hilarious. And I would have a lot of fear for the first female guest that he would have. So, but let's not sidetrack too much and shit on OJ too much. Going back to KD, he's got that podcast, and if you listen to it, it's a very interesting podcast because you realize that this person is a huge figure, but at the end of the day, it's almost like you're listening to like a middle schooler talk, and he's talking about all of the things that he suffers through. And it's like, dude, just grow the fuck up and be an adult, dude. Like everybody around you is undergoing the same stuff that you're going through. Just be normal. Just act like an adult. The world doesn't revolve around you. I know it's an odd thought. I know it's a crazy thought, but the world doesn't revolve around you, dude, or revolve around you. Go the fuck up.
Now, if I won the lottery, what I would do is I would buy a series of courtside seats, and I'd get on like Reddit or Twitter or something. I'd be like, hey everybody, I need your best KD slams. Like, give me all your best material. I'd have them in my phone, and then I would follow the Warriors around. I would basically be like that dude on Happy Gilmore who Shooter McGavin pays to fucking harangue Happy Gilmore. I would be that guy to KD, and I'd follow him around to every visiting arena and get a floor side seat, and then just fucking come after that guy to the point where he would assault me. He would definitely come to the point where at a certain point in time, he would come after me. I'm not above that. I'm not a big individual. I got no pride.
What would you wear? Would you wear a? Well, I gotta pause here, Bobby. How does my mic sound? My mic just sounds like it took a dump.
It sounds okay.
It
sounds okay.
Does it sound terrible? It sounds terrible on my end. No.
I mean, it sounded much worse. It's not, SS tuna can. He's a tough ship to sink, but it sounds pretty good.
Well, going back to KD, would you wear a Greg Oden or Odom, whatever the fuck his name was, Greg Oden t-shirt? Would you wear a Russell Westbrook t-shirt? Or would you wear one of those crude T-shirts with like a picture of his mom on it? Or would you wear like the real MVP like meme picture? Because he seems like the type of guy that's very easy to irritate. There's not a lot that you can't say that won't piss this guy off on some level. I mean, for God's sakes, he's getting into verbal altercations with children on Reddit, on burner accounts. So
I mean, I would have a series of T-shirts. I mean, I would solicit the internet for the best sort of T-shirts to wear, and I'd have my own. I'd start my own Instagram page or Twitter page. Be Katie's Kryptonite or whatever your handle would be, and I'd be like, hey guys, send me ideas for new T-shirts, and then I'd become like a fucking frequent flyer at WordPress or Cafe Press or wherever you can get your own shitty person where you can take a picture of your dog and then make a T-shirt out of it, and then you make a T-shirt for your dog and that's got your face on it, and then you take a picture you put up on the internet, whatever those websites are. I'd be a frequent flyer there, and I'd have a new T-shirt for every game, and I'd have a brand new list of at least 20 to 30 insults that I would hurl at him, all kind of pre-approved. You got to stay within a certain purview of things so you don't get kicked out of the arena. Mm-hmm. But I'd come after it from different angles pretty much everywhere, to the point where, he flies into Oklahoma City or whatever. He flies into Indiana, and he's like, God damn, dude, that dude from Phoenix was a real asshole, man. He's like, you're still in his head a little bit. And you're showing up. I'd show up like an hour to 2 hours before tip-off, just so I could sit there and he would know that I was there beforehand. Hey, Katie, how you doing today, man? Good to see you again, brother. We
I
ready to
mean,
get after it?
if you're really trying to get under his skin, though, what I would do is I would. You ever seen that show, Hey Arnold, growing up as a kid? Did you ever see that show? Probably not.
I do. The only thing I remember about it is his weirdly shaped football head.
Yes. So that guy was the main character, but he had this crush. He didn't like this woman, but this woman liked him, and she swooned over him, kind of like John Gruden does when he looks at any other quarterback. And so she had this shrine in her closet, and it was like all the pieces of gum that he had chewed. It was all of his like hair clippings. Kind of one of those things. What I would do if I really truly wanted to fuck with his head, really wanted him to not be able to sleep at night, I would create a Kevin Durant shrine, and I would just lie, oh, this is the napkin that I got from him at McDonald's. I was behind him when he was at Chipotle, and I picked up the napkin from the trash, and I worship it. And I would make it this big thing and this big Instagram account. And it would obviously grow because it's so bizarre, and people would be like, yo, this guy's out of his fucking mind. And then I would show up to the games, and the whole time I would just stare at him. I wouldn't clap. I wouldn't frown. I wouldn't smile. I wouldn't make a sound. I would just stare at him, maybe touch my nipples a little bit. But it would make him so uncomfortable that this guy would be like, Jesus Christ, I need security. And they would say, well, we can't do anything. He's not doing anything wrong. I wanted a restraining order. Well, they're not going to they're not going to grant you when the guy's not doing anything wrong. He's just fucking standing there. And you would get in his fucking head. And that would freak me out. That would freak me out. I would be very, very concerned. But that's what I would do, man. Talking about fucked up ways to fuck with KD. That's what I would do.
I would definitely at least have a body cam on me at all times because know he's gonna send someone from his crew, some goons after your ass to shut you up. And there's 100% chance that you're getting gooned.
Actually, you're getting
like
gooned.
you're definitely no matter how you do that, like you're getting gooned. Because if I was him, I'd pay some goons to rough me up. I mean, I can see it from both angles. I can appreciate every angle there.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. And speaking of goons, one of the biggest goons in college football is no more. Urban Meyer. He's been gooning Jim Harbaugh for the last 7 years. Michigan fans rejoicing. Your man, Urban Meyer, his brain hemorrhage or tumor or whatever the fuck he's got going on. He's decided that's too much for him. It's got nothing to do with this scandal that he's endured. It's all health issues, right? He quit. So he's
who'd they lose to?
Yeah, it's like, oh, wait a minute. I thought they lost. I thought they won the Big 12 championship game.
They won. I thought they were doing good things. What happened? The fuck happened?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was like, what is that? Winning is like fucking chemotherapy and radiation for his brain tumor. Everyone said he was doing better, but apparently his super intense coaching style of ignoring all the bad things in his program has caught up with him, and he can take it no more. He's only 54 years old, and at his press conference of his retirement, I use the word retirement, of course, very loosely because he's very much assumed to be back in the game at some point. He's already retired twice. He's a Michael Jordan of football coaches. He can't not retire. Right. And Ryan Day is going to take over there. They're trying to do a little Oklahoma-style transition. That's the template that they're using. But Urban Meyer is going to be around until the end of the Rose Bowl. One more check in the box. They're playing Washington. They'll probably kick the shit out of them. It's going to be a little Urban Meyer love fest. And then he's going to ride off into the sunset and then be back again when the sun rises at another opportunity.
So he coached in the Pac-12, right? He's now coached the Big Ten.
I don't know if Utah was not in the Pac-12 when he coached there.
Oh,
so he coached at Bowling Green, he coached at Utah, coached at Florida, and then of course coached at Ohio State.
So what conference is left?
So I mean, if he did get into the Pac-12, that'd be one. Big 12. I mean, not much prestige coaching in the Big 12 these days. Yeah. But I mean, everyone is kind of eyeballing the USC job. Clay Helton. Mm-hmm. I mean, he had 2 decent years. People forget that. I mean, he had, I think they won a Rose Bowl. He won 10 or 11 games both of his first 2 years. They had a down year, a lot of injuries, freshman quarterback. But they actually hired Cliff Kingsbury, who is the Sean McVay of the college football ranks. So the young, good-looking, well-crafted beard of Cliff Kingsbury is going to be strolling the exact same sideline. Because him and Sean McVay are going to be coaching the same arena next year, the same stadium next year, the LA Coliseum. That's for those of you unfamiliar with that. That is the stadium where the Rams actually have their fans show up to, instead of the StubHub Arena, where no Chargers fan will ever set foot in, if they do indeed exist.
That's pretty funny.
But while we're talking about college football here, of course, we got the big Heisman race, Tua versus Kyler Murray, and then the token third guy is Dwayne Haskins. No one thinks he's going to win it. He came on strong at the end of the year. But what I really want to talk about is the Lou Groza Award. So Lou Groza Award given to the nation's best kicker. Couple good candidates for that. The guy from LSU, some other kickers that we don't really know. I'll tell you who's not going to win it, though, AZ Football Dad. You know who's not going to win it? Your boy Josh. For those of you that don't know, I'm a University of Arizona grad, and oh no, we're not allowed to do this. I'm going to do something that's taboo. I'm going to fucking shoot on a student athlete and say that Josh fucking what's your name? The world's already forgot you. It's not my job to remember that name of fucking losers like you, because heroes get remembered, legends never die, and no one's going to fucking remember who you are in 3 years. Probably not even your manager at State Farm. He'll fucking forget your name too, Josh. So you're not eligible for the Lou Groza Award this year. You never will be. Fuck you, Josh, and fuck you, AZ Dad. I've had enough of your bullshit.
We're going to reach out to AZ Football Dad, and we're going to clarify a couple things. I hope you're not just some guy, but if you are just some guy, I apologize on behalf of Bobby. But if you are really, in fact, that guy's dad, that's fucking awesome. I hope you guys can connect on some level. And you're always welcome on the pod to defend your son. Bobby Fever is a moron and not particularly intelligent. So you're more than welcome to come on the pod and roast back. And
yeah, you'll probably choke up. You probably choke up once you get on the air, though, brother. You probably freeze up. That's probably where you learned that from. Cause you got no stones, man. No stones. I get it. It was 4 out of 4 earlier in the game. Yeah, I get it. Choke artist, man. Fucking choke artist.
Not when it mattered.
Not when it mattered, dude. It's on you, brother. It's on you. It's on the whole team, but let's be real. It's fucking on you. It's on you. I don't want to hear this. It's on the whole team bullshit when you had a chance to win the game. Well, I'm tired of that shit. I'm so fucking tired of it. I'll tell you what was funny is when Greg Schiano, because it got me thinking about the passion of football fans and how we have none of it down in Arizona. And after Greg Schiano did not get hired for that Ohio State job after Ryan Day got the job, Clay Travis, who's one of the initial perpetrators of the Greg Schiano is a child rapist cover-up scandal, was like, oh man, I guess we were right. I guess we were all justified in dragging his name through the mud and being a bunch of turd bags. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I wish nothing but misery upon the entire Tennessee football program. Like I said, I do appreciate your passion for the game, but there is no place for that in calling a man complicit in a child molestation ring when that ain't the case.
Yeah, we don't like that. We don't like making jokes about that kind of stuff here, especially on the comment section podcast. So we do not like that.
There are lines of appropriateness that we must stay within there, Mr. Travis. All right, and you have overstepped them.
I'll tell you what. Are we still going to be doing some? Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Because I want to talk about something that came up on the news recently, and I'm just going to jump in here. I don't know if anybody of you guys have heard about this, but if you hop online, it's kind of been making the rounds on the internet. Apparently, there was a murder, and this murder isn't your conventional murder of somebody getting shot in the face or getting stabbed in the neck like most Americans do.
Yeah, not like conventional. We're used to people getting shot in droves at shopping malls and things of that nature, but normal. Not something shocking like this.
And you're about to be shocked. You're about to be crushed, if you will, by this news. Apparently, a 300-pound woman was found guilty and sent. Well, she wasn't sentenced, but she was officially found guilty of crushing her boyfriend. Now, I'm just going to give you a little bit of a little breakdown. Apparently, there's a little bit of alcohol involved, possibly a little marijuana, maybe a little drugs, and there was an altercation. Okay, now this 44-year-old woman weighed 300 pounds. her 44-year-old boyfriend weighed only 120 pounds. So it was a little bit of a discrepancy. Okay,
That's
so
over. I'm doing the math here. That's like 2.5 times plus. It's like 2.7 or something. That's without a calculator, everybody. That's mental math. All right. That's mental math right there.
Butler. And so there was at least 2 butlers that were murdered that day, if you do the math. Apparently, she was drunk and she wanted to smoke crack. They got into an argument, hit him a couple times, and then laid on top of his face, at which point she sat on him to death and crushed him to death, which is fucking very odd, very strange. But I wanted you guys to be aware of it because it's pretty crushing news. It's devastating. People are getting, people are getting their heads fucking sat on out there. So be careful, America. This is the finality of capitalism right here. You're getting people getting fucking crushed and their heads caved in by fat chicks. So.
This is end stage capitalism, and there are probably a lot of people on the internet that are wishing people that wishing they could go out that way.
Well, there's 2 groups. There's people that are horrified, and there's other people, like you said, that are excited, that are just like, oh fuck yeah, if I would want to die, I would want to die with a 300-pound Caucasian woman, sitting on my face and crushing me. So there are people out there that are ecstatic, the people that are horrified. Me in particular, I'm horrified. I'm not a large man. This would crush me in a second. Bobby, I don't know. You might not last either, brother. It's 300 pounds. That's a lot of woman.
It is. I mean, so there's different ways to think about that, right? I mean, you got to wonder. I mean, she probably, if he's only 120 pounds, right, he's got to be pretty squirrely. You know what I mean?
He's either a very strong gymnast or a very, very skinny, lanky volleyball player, either one of the 2.
We got to wonder, if the argument was over crack and he's only $120, maybe he was being like, maybe he was holding out on her, right? Wouldn't you think that? If he's only 120 pounds, he's probably, giving her 1 crack rock and 2 bags of Doritos, and he is doing 2 crack rocks and probably a whole bunch of fucking Mountain Dew. He's living off basically crack rocks. These are white people. There's a lot of Baja Blast in those Circle K Polar Pop cups that they're heading into Circle K at 9 a.m. to fill up after a long night of just smoking crack.
So you're saying this murder is justified, that Miss Thomas was in fact justified because her boyfriend was holding out?
I'm not saying it's justified. I'm just trying to get to the bottom of what provoked such a violent incident.
Probably,
coincidentally,
probably crack,
Yeah, I guess that's a pretty simple explanation there. But coincidentally, I used to work in a very downtrodden neighborhood.
Okay.
And what I used to do from my place of work is I have an entire collection of photos on one of my old cell phones where I would just take pictures of the police officers showing up into the complex's parking lot. And I had it was like a, grandpa fucking gets back from Italy sort of slideshow. That was the depth and breadth of what I had going on as far as it was a daily thing. And the people higher ups in our business would come in. They'd be like, why is your business not doing that great? Are you fucking serious, man? Look around you, dude. Look around you. And it had all the markings of a downtrodden neighborhood. And so we had, across the street was a Burger King. I'm not shitting on Burger King, but I'll tell you what, man.
Burger King is a rough one, man. If you're across the street from a Chick-fil-A, you're comfortable. But if you're across the street from Burger King,
fucking A, man. Yeah. Burger King. You learn so there's certain markers. There's that old Dave Chappelle thing where he's like gun store, liquor store, gun store. Yep. Where you taking me, the ghetto? But there are other markers that you can look for that are just as indicative of you being in a bad neighborhood. I'm going to go through a couple of those things. One of them is Burger King.
Can I guess here? A smoke shop?
Okay, so my business was actually shared an adjacent wall with a smoke shop / porno store. Cool. So you could go in there, you could buy your bong, you could get your fuck videos, and get your lottery tickets. I only went in there one time, though. It was back one of those times when the Powerball was really big. So I went in there they sold Powerball tickets, and I went in there to buy some Powerball tickets. And I'll be honest, man, it was goddamned clean in there, like fresh and clean. They were representing themselves well inside of that smoke shop. So good on you, smoke shop. But yes, correct. There was one smoke shop in our complex, and then there was one across the street as well. So boom, you nailed it. Had both of those.
What about a Domino's?
No Domino's, so there were no pizza places. If you're looking for something
maybe
there,
maybe a little Caesars.
That's what I would go with, Little Caesars. If you're looking for a pizza place in a bad neighborhood, you're probably looking at a Little Caesars.
What about
one of the things I've learned about Little
laundromat?
Caesars is those are very popular places for homeless people at a dumpster dive.
Why
Because
is
they get
that?
a lot of those hot and readies that they can't sell. I told you that one time I went into a Domino's and they had a hot and ready, and the guy scanned it and he was like, "Oh man, I can't give you this pizza." I was like, "Why not? It's too old." I was like, "Just fucking give me the pizza, dude. Like, it's fine. It's right there, man. Like, open it up. Let me look at it. Like, it's probably fine, man. Like, I'm not trying to like get something crazy here. It's a fucking Little Caesars pizza. I know what I'm getting into, dude. Just give it to me." Like,
It doesn't even matter because I'm gonna put it in my fridge for like 8 days anyways. I'm gonna eat it on day 9, brother. Come on, give me the pizza.
It's like, dude, I'm gonna go home and just put it in my oven for like 20 minutes anyway while I'm showering up before I eat it. So it's like, dude, just fucking give it to me. He's like, "I can't do it, man." It's like, but you can give me stale ass crazy bread though. Okay, cool. So there was no Little Caesars, but that is one thing to look for. What's the next thing you'd be looking for, PG?
I'm thinking maybe some type of dollar store, like a Family Dollar or a Dollar Tree or something like that. Maybe a 99-cent store.
Boom. Had one across the street right behind the Burger King. Next.
What about a really inefficient and poorly made laundromat?
No laundromat. Nope. So I'm gonna give you a couple more.
Gun store.
No liquor store. No gun store.
Pawn.
Well, I mean, not necessarily no gun store. There was a pawn shop, in my same complex as well. So pawn shop.
By the way, I did say pawn shop. It's for any of the listeners that didn't hear my audio, so I'm fucking killing it right now.
Okay, keep going. I had a pawn shop. All right, here's the deal. All right, if there was a fast food chicken place, which one that was it was Caddy Corner, which one would it be?
Oh man, I only know a couple. I know Popeyes, but
No,
I
Popeyes
also know
is too expensive.
Churches.
Boom, nailed it. PG, you're on fire, dude. You're on fucking Google right now. Like you're on fucking Google Maps.
What about a Long John Silver's?
No Long John Silver's.
Okay.
There's a couple more. There's 3 more things that I'm thinking of where it's like, oh, dude, I'm in a bad neighborhood, and because I'm seeing one too many of these things. And I already mentioned one. One of them's Circle K. That's what I'm circling. That's what I'm trying to get back around to.
Circle K's a rough one, yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of the other 2. Just give me them. Just give it to me.
Check cashing place.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So
Western
obviously,
Union.
yeah, not Western Union, but like it's
Something
like
along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah, the place where you take your 95 Honda Accord in there, and they're like, "All right, we'll go ahead and leverage your 95 Honda Accord against this $300 payday loan." That's what it is. It wasn't even check cash; it was a payday loan.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I spoke out of turn there. It was a payday loan
That
place.
makes more sense.
Yeah, they were right next to the smoke/porn shop. And I would always see like these people like just walking out there, like looking at like 95 Dodge Neons, like to fucking give people payday loans at like 95% interest or however that racket works, man. That's not a fucking cycle you want to get caught up into, man. Like next thing you know, you don't have a Honda Accord, you're riding the bus. Oh, and there was a big bus stop there too.
Of course, bus stop was implied. Of course.
Yeah, bus stop's just implied.
Right.
And then the last thing was we had both a Cricket on my complex and then a Boost Mobile, Boost Mobile that was right next to the Circle K.
With some crude marketing, and no doubt, with some really shitty, downtrodden flags.
Yeah, some dude out there spinning the Little Caesars hot and ready sign. He's trying to fucking get you to sign up for Boost Mobile, which is now mobile by T-Mobile by Boost, or T-Mobile's fucking caught up in that now. But yeah, so those are the things those were all in the neighborhood, man. So it's liquor store, T-Mobile, man, or liquor store, Cricket, and you knew you're in a fucking bad neighborhood. So going back to this lady who was like crushing her fucking husband under her big ass, One of the things that I always look out for, and then here's the other kind of human markers I was always looking out for in a bad neighborhood. So there's two things that I was always looking out for. If you were walking around, so Circle K, they're big gulps. Like their 7-Eleven has the big gulp.
Mm-hmm.
Circle K has the Polar Pop, which fucking confused me for the longest time because I got it confused with an Otter Pop. Those ultra delicious popsicles where you fucking eat like you get fucked up and you eat like 19 of them and then you just stare and you've got all these wrappers and then all these little like tiny tops of the wrappers and then little pieces of your front teeth that you fucking broke off getting them all open even though you should just get a goddamn pair of scissors.
You just talking about that really like long, slender, plasticky ones. They all like you buy them at like Winn-Dixie and they're all liquidy and then you throw them in your freezer. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes. Oh. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Dude, those are killer. Those are dope, dude. You get like $4 gets you like 80 of them. It's all sugar water. Yeah. The blue ones are the best. The light blue ones. Those are the dope ones.
Yeah. Blue, anything. I don't like if it's yellow, green, or orange. That's not racist, all right? I'm not talking about people here. I'm talking about fucking, popsicles, okay, everybody? I don't want someone cutting that. Oh, I like the purple ones, man. Those are good.
Those are fucking disgusting, man. Those are fucking good. I had a roommate of mine that would eat the purple ones and he didn't like the blue ones. So we weren't very good friends, but our relationship was set in stone and had a very strong foundation. Because when we would buy those things, I'd give him the purple ones. He'd give me the blue ones. So as a roommate, fantastic roommate. Great foundation.
Yeah, it's like finding some chick that'll eat your banana Skittles. It's like, here you go, babe. I knew we were meant to be together.
Or purple Skittles.
Or purples. I'll eat those purple Skittles, man. You fucking box those up.
You can be roommates, brother. You can be roommates.
Amazon Prime those things out to me, man. I'll get those taken care of for you. But I was always on the
back end.
Yeah. So I was always on the lookout. So when I'm talking about a Polar Pop, I'm not talking about an Otter Pop. I'm talking about a big gulp, basically. But if I saw anybody, particularly skinny looking white person, walking around with the Polar Pop before 10 in the morning, you've been profiled, sir. You have been profiled, and until proven otherwise, you are addicted to methamphetamine. Let me see your teeth, brother. Let me see those teeth. You got any of them left, man? You got any of those fucking things left? Because I am profiling you. And then the other thing that I'm always on the lookout for is, this will tell you you're in a bad neighborhood. If you see grown-ass men riding around on fucking BMX bicycles, because two things. One, dude, you can't even afford a bus pass because you're riding around on a fucking bike. And two, you stole that from some kid. You definitely stole that from some kid, and you can't afford a bus pass.
Not even that, dude. Or three, dude. How many fucking DUIs do you have, dude? That you can't, like, how many DUIs are you can't even get a hardship license, dude. You can't even drive to and from work because you don't have the car. You've either gotten way too many DUIs that the courts they know what you're doing. They're not going to grant you that. So now you're just on a fucking bicycle. And by the way, people, you can get a DUI while you are on your bicycle drinking and driving. So be aware of that, okay, to you drinkers and drivers. Be careful. I don't want you.
You can get them on an animal too. Like you can, if you're riding a horse drunk, you can get a DUI, or even riding a donkey. For everyone out there that's riding donkeys, do our listeners out there in Sweden? Do our listeners out there in Sweden? Are you guys riding donkeys? I guess theoretically,
snow donkeys, dude. They got the snow donkeys,
Oh, snow donkeys. That's right. I guess in Arizona though, they got the Grand Canyon. So if you get drunk and ride a donkey down the Grand Canyon, I guess you're in peril of some sort of legal hardship. And number one thing, you're in Florida. Motherfuckers just getting crunked up and driving boats everywhere. That is fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
There was that one, wasn't it a baseball player that just died like not too long ago because he was going like 120 miles an hour all coked up and drunk in his boat?
You'd be surprised, man. That happens all the time. There's a couple NBA players that barely survived because they took like a little 30-foot boat into the storm, and the storms down here, they just switch on like that. They're just on. And they got sucked out to sea. I forget who it was. I think it might have been a Redskins linebacker, but he almost drowned out there, him and his buddy. But, dude, we see it all the time. But, yeah, some bad baseball player was doing coke or something, and he ended up drowning. I don't know.
He killed a couple of his buddies in the process, too.
Yeah,
So
like most, like
that's
most
that's
Hispanic
that's
men, we like going down in flames.
it's everyone wants to live like Escobar. Well, you live like Escobar, you die like Escobar. I guess
Absolutely.
that's the fate you're gonna meet. And that's dark. That's very dark. I'll tell you what else is dark are the financial prospects of the new Freedom Football League. So the Freedom Football League, if you haven't heard about this is a fucking interesting thing, man. So Ricky Williams and Terrell Owens are a couple of the angel primary investors in this future failed business venture. I mean, you wonder why most NFL players are broke as fuck, 3 years after they get out of the league. This is a good example of why that's the case. So they're trying to start a new football league. And they're focused on player development and things like that. They're trying to play their games in the spring and summer. And what's strange about this, I mean, the XFL is returning. For those of you, our good friends
Amazing.
over in England, I know you can't get enough of your international football. Well, we can't get enough of our American football over here. So we got new leagues popping up. And Vince McMahon, excuse me. Vince McMahon is trying to do his thing again, revive the XFL. They're trying to make it a little more legitimate. I think they should stick on the ridiculous side of things, but that's just me. And these guys are trying to go the other way. And it was funny, I was reading a little press release, and they were like, all our players will be offered permanent and reliable holistic health and wellness support on and off the field. So, like, what the fuck does that mean? It's like, dude, if you tear your ACL, you get a bunch of magic beans, like turmeric and, some clove oil. And they're like, we're not going to pay for like a real doctor. And you don't have to get vaccinations, so everybody in the stands just gets measles, and there's giant measles outbreaks like on the fucking back end of these football games. It's very woke. It's a very woke football league. And I don't know how it's all going to play. Actually, I do know how that's all going to play out. It's going to be a miserable fucking disaster, and everybody putting their money in this thing might as well just kiss it goodbye.
Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, pretty much everybody's gonna get polio, and we're all gonna be walking on one foot with like little crutches. This is like a total cash grab. It's got a total cash grab written all over it. If you guys don't know what that is, Google the word Bitcoin. Bitcoin is this thing where people were putting money into, and all the people that created it pulled all their money out at the same time, and then there was this giant crash, and everybody laughed. That's the exact same here. That's gonna happen. The exact same thing that's gonna happen. So this is ridiculous. The Freedom Football League is ridiculous. What are they going to do? Give Alex Smith cumin and fucking thyme? What is that really going to fix his like compound fracture? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This sounds stupid. I can't wait for it to fail. Speaking of ridiculous football leagues, though, you ever heard of a Legends Football League? You ever heard of that?
No, I've not.
It's a women's 7-on-7 tackle American football league. And it's played.
I
in like
can't believe I
MLS.
haven't heard of that. I mean, that sounds even more enthralling than the WNBA. You'd figure that there'd be.
This is pretty dope. Just Google it, and we'll talk about it on the back end because this may sound a little sexist, but some of the players are attractive. I know, odd to say.
Oh no.
Odd to say. I know. God forbid they be attractive and pretty to look at. But yeah, so this is called the Legends Football League. For all those people out there that have moisturizer ready, here's when you go ahead and pause the podcast, and we'll catch you on the back end. We'll catch
Yeah,
you.
we'll see you when you're done finishing your Joe Flacco Sunday night routine. But back to the Freedom Football League, it's like, what are those dudes? So it's like another thing too is like it's a permanent and reliable, health support. How can you give me permanent health support when your league's going to be fucking done in like 2 years and you're filing for bankruptcy? Is like.
Right.
What I get? Do I get a lifetime supply of Joe Rogan's Alpha Brain to fucking deal with my CTE? It's like, no, that's not going to help me out at all, dude. I need a real doctor. I need an actual doctor to help me out here. But who knows where those guys will end up? Except for, I don't know where they're going to end up once they lose all their money. I just know everybody that's putting money into that. I've never heard of a worse business venture than this Freedom Football League, because it will free your ass from your fucking life savings if you decide to become an investor in that.
I don't understand how they're trying to get investors. What's their logic? What's their selling point? Like, what's
They're
their
like,
thing? Like, washed up has-beens? Or,
football's good, man. People like football. All right, yeah, shit, man. That's a good business plan. I'm in.
it's terrible.
I'm totally in.
It's terrible. People are watching less football nowadays. They're watching more NBA. If they were smarter, they'd get into the NBA market. And that's, it sounds like they're doing that anyways. They're doing that 3-on-3 basketball. I don't know if you've seen that or if you've heard about that, but they have the 3-on-3 stuff where they can get like, I know like Kendrick Perkins, for example, he's a has-been. You can't have him on a roster, but you can have him on a 3-on-3 matchup because he's going to be huge and elbow people the whole time. So
yeah, you can watch him and Kenyon Martin go toe to toe. People will actually watch that shit.
Well, that's actually
like,
pretty entertaining. The little guy from the Bulls, and he was Nate Robinson.
Oh, Nate Robinson, yeah.
Nate Robinson.
Yeah, Nate Robinson.
And he's like a freak athlete. Like, granted, he's a little bit smaller than your average NBA player at like 5'9", 5'7", but he's in killer shape. I mean, he's in such good shape that he was training to become a wide receiver in the NFL, and he's like 34, 35, but he's still dunking. He's still a beast, and he's still in some, on some level in the prime of his career, and he's still crushing it. He does those 3-on-3s, and that's entertainment. So if you want to invest in anything, invest in that. Don't invest into the Bitcoin that is the whatever the fuck you said, the League of Legends,
Freedom Football League. You're gonna lose your money there.
Freedom football, it doesn't matter. It sounds like a gimmick to me. It reminds me of Freedom Fries back in like whatever when that
2004 when the French weren't supporting us in our Iraqi war efforts. You sons of bitches. Right. We got no listeners in France. We got some listeners over in the UK. So hey, go. I don't know if you're pro Brexit or anti Brexit, but I'm pretty sure we can all agree that the French are fucking assholes. So the other thing. So the other thing going on, have you seen this? Have you heard about this? The more people pissed off about losing money are rappers that are making up sweet dance moves. So apparently the makers of Fortnite, Epic Games, I've never played Fortnite before because I'm okay with, but by the way, Bobby Fever Call of Duty update, my KD is up to 0.87.
Amazing.
And if it hadn't been for an early slump, I'd be hovering right around that 1-0. But anyhow, enough about me humble bragging about my somewhat shitty Call of Duty record. The people at Fortnite are just thieving the fuck out of all these sweet dances. So we like to talk about people doing Fortnite dances when they do something sweet. I don't know. I don't play the game, but apparently the way it works is like white 12-year-old kids, they love stealing their parents' money and buying dances for their Fortnite characters. And it costs like $5 or 500, Fortnite points or whatever these microtransactions are that are just fleecing these dumb ass kids, these fucking morons who think they need to spend extra money. It's not even, it all started, obviously. You and I are part of this. We contributed to it, and we still do. When you buy the DLC packs, it's like, oh, hey, thanks for giving me half a game. Let me just go ahead and pay you a little bit of time for the rest of this fucking thing. And it's like, oh, I want a skin something that looks cool on my M4, so I'm going to pay Call of Duty $8 to make that happen. If you're doing that, man, ooh, You've gone too deep into the rabbit hole.
But a lot of you're talking about this like these people know any better, dude. They're like 9, 8 years old.
That's what I'm saying is they're just stealing their parents' money.
They are that stupid because they're 8 years old. So anybody that's doing legislation, if Hillary Clinton, if you're listening out there, listening to the pod, try to change that legislation a little bit and reach out to the parents of these people and try to correct that because it's essentially online gambling. It's kind of giving these kids these weird fucking thoughts about how gambling is cool. But I'm sorry, I interrupted you. Go ahead. You're just talking about
their dad needs that money to spend on cam girls while their fucking mom is ignoring him. Okay, like use your money wisely, people. Like quit wasting that away, little Timmy. You're fucking your dad over there. He's trying to get. It's funny. I follow Joey Diaz on Twitter, and he recently put out this thing where this girl, she does like little personalized porno videos. So it's like, hey, send her a request. And one of the things that he put out is like she basically puts like a thong on, and then like fucking farts into a camera.
Oh yeah, my buddy sent me that. My buddy sent me
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So that's where I saw that thing. Then she got all butthurt on Twitter when people started making fun of her. It's like, dude, you fart into a camera for a living. Like there's pluses and minuses to that. Plus side, you get money. Minus pretty much everything else. Like pretty much everything else. So you gotta deal with that. Like your dad. Hey, Timmy, you don't need to
Listen to this.
see. Oh, you playing it? Yeah. That's fucking horrifying. It's horrifying. But it's like you don't need to see. Well, all right, turn that off. Turn that off. Jesus Christ. Like you don't need to see. Your Fortnite guy doing the Snoop Dogg like Crip walk. Your dad needs to see that chick farting and saying his name. All right. And so your family's got needs, and that's not one of them. But apparently all these kids are paying for that shit, and all these rappers are trying to like trademark their dance moves, which I think is reasonable. It's like these people are just fucking stealing from them and making tons of money over it. It's bullshit. I get if it was just like part of the game, but they're literally selling these dudes dance moves for like $5 a piece. It's like, dude, why can't that guy get a cut of it? It's bullshit. So there's been a lawsuit filed, and I hope they fucking win. I hope they win. I hope they get their money.
Will, dude. Epic Games is making so much money. Like they're making so much money off this type of shit. Because like you said, man, it's like you've got hundreds of kids and they're all paying, here and there $10, $20, $30 worth of stuff, but there's hundreds of thousands of these kids and they're doing it. And so they should get at least some percentage, some royalty. It's not like that money is money that's used for overhead. Like the game is already out, So at this point, any money the game brings in is just straight profit. You know what I mean? So yeah, they have some overhead costs. They got some running costs, like the servers and the maintenance and updates and that kind of thing. But at this point, they're just raking in the money. It's unbelievable.
They're getting mad fart videos made being sex over at Epic. They're paying women to stomp on their testicles. They're doing all sorts of weird shit over there.
Or large women to sit on their face and kill them.
Yeah, and hopefully not kill them. Take them just to the brink of death.
Just to the brink.
Just to the brink.
At which point they'll finish, and then the night is over.
Yeah. This. What's your safe word? What's the safe word for the night, everybody?
Esteban.
Esteban is a safe word for tonight. You're Esteban. I need you to stop. Esteban. So Markelle Fultz is going to need a safe word at some point. What the fuck is wrong with that dude? Apparently it's something called thoracic outlet syndrome, which I don't know what that means, but apparently to get it corrected, you have to do like 3 weeks of physical therapy, which that seems... Yeah, which means like you do 2 sets of push-ups and then it cures it. So apparently he went to 10 specialists, which is like, dude, he's like one of those fucking dudes who just cruises around from doctor to doctor looking for the diagnosis that he needs.
He's Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, and instead of like trying to find some dude who's going to give him a stack of Percocets for something that doesn't exist, he's just trying to find some guy that'll give him an excuse for why he can't shoot free throws. I'll tell you what, Markelle, if you're not fucking jerking off with your offhand, then I don't want to hear it, dude. Then you're not. I mean, but here's the thing. Apparently, this can cause some numbness. So maybe he is still jerking off with his regular hand because it's like that. What was that thing they call? I've never done this because it's nonsensical.
Oh, I know what you're doing. Like, you're talking about
like
the stranger.
The stranger. Yeah, the stranger, where you sit on your hand and you get it numb and then you jerk yourself off so that it can feel like a dude is jerking you off. Apparently.
Not a dude. Maybe in your dreams it's a dude, but it could just be a stranger, like maybe a strange 80-year-old woman on the bus. It doesn't have to be a man. It could be,
Not me, dude. I'm 6'3". I got fucking gigantic paws. Like, unless it's that chick from that Seinfeld episode, it would be like another dude was jerking me off. Like, oh baby, your fucking hands are so meaty and awesome. It feels so good.
It could be Caitlyn Jenner, like mid-transition,
Shit, here it comes again. What's that peeking out of the surface? A periscope over the fucking crust of water. It's all poker guy's transphobia, dude. Transphobic guy.
Man.
God damn it, dude. Can't we get through an episode without you being blatantly transphobic? I'm getting tired of that shit.
I just find him fascinating. I want to know more. I want to have one on the show. I want to talk to him. I want to pick at the brain a little bit. I have no transphobia, but goddamn, do I have so many questions. I got so many questions. Is it?
You got questions. We all got questions about Markelle Fultz, too. What the fuck's going on in his head?
He's fine. He's fine. Do some push-ups. You said it best, man. It's like when you fall asleep on your arm and then you wake up, you're like, oh, my arm feels a little goofy. Let me just wait for 30 seconds and stretch it out. That's all he's got.
It's like, dude,
grow the fuck up.
Do a little downward dog, man. Get in a little vinyasa flow in the morning. You're gonna be fine. That's funny though. It's funny. So this is something. So earlier on, we were talking, just you and I, off the pod, not today, but previously, talking about your Twitch feed. At a certain point,
it is not
you were like,
good.
So if everyone's not familiar with Twitch, there's all sorts of stuff. It's mostly video games, but there's also like basically softcore porn that goes on Twitch, right? Where a chick will literally put a skimpy top on and then like clean her kitchen, and then dudes will just sit around just fucking whacking themselves off, just loving that. And you got me out. There was a person, what was her name? Free plug for you, Little Yogini or something like that. And you're like, dude, there's this chick. You gotta check her out, man. You gotta check her out. She's got like all these fucking followers, man. And like all she does is just like do yoga handstands. I was like, dude, you're like, dude, I can do yoga. I was like, man, you realize if you do that,
you haven't done the market research, buddy.
Yeah, you haven't really thought this thing through, dude. There's literally just gonna be dudes sitting around watching you do yoga and jerking off. So I'm like, you just basically want to get yourself in the softcore porn game. That's a great idea. But I kind of turned a little light bulb on for you. I was like, oh, wait, yeah, that is absolutely a bad idea.
Yeah,
I'd rather just sit around and have people call me Asian and talk about my shitty mustache while I play fucking Call of Duty.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what it is. It's just people coming in and saying, hey, man, what kind of Asian are you? And I'm like, hey, man, I'm not Asian. And then people will give me like one of those emojis and then sign off. And I'm like, all right, that was a good one. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Thanks for liking and subscribing.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for popping in there real quick. Which, by the way, another Call of Duty update, because I know everyone can't get enough of these. I won my first round of, what was that, Blackout. Yeah, that happened. It happened for real.
Was it by yourself? Yeah. Did you get carried?
No, it was quads. I was one of the last like 5 people alive, but my teammates ended up. I did get a kill though. I got a kill in that game, and I felt like I was vital to the mission.
It's a team
so
game. It's a
team game. I took somebody out, and we won. It was big time. Big time. That's big news.
It's a team game, brother.
Last bit of big news for the week, before we start picking these games apart, is Ryan Shazier. I saw a clip of him. He's back to doing deadlifts, and I don't know how much weight he had on that.
Who's Ryan Shazier, for the people that don't know? Who is
Ryan? For those of you that don't know, Ryan Shazier, he's a former Steelers linebacker. He took a very, very serious spinal injury where he couldn't walk for like a fucking while.
He was on the field, couldn't move.
Couldn't move, man. It was very scary, very horrendous sort of thing. And he's back. He was back to walking, but a lot of it was assisted, and he doesn't have his gait back very well. But I saw, and it was his 1-year anniversary, I think, a couple days ago when he had that injury.
Amazing.
And there's a video posted of him doing some deadlifts, and I swear he was deadlifting like 200 or 300 pounds. And I was like, that dude is deadlifting like more weight like a year out from being paralyzed than I think I ever will the rest of my life. So we shit on a lot of people. One of the people we're never going to shit on this podcast is Ryan Shazier. He's got more guts. He's got more courage than I'll ever have dealing with that in that way. So kudos to him. Very, very glad to see him back doing better. I don't know if he'll ever get back on the football field. I don't really care. I just wish him nothing but the best.
It's horrifying, man. You're not listening to this podcast, but if you did, man, we're all psyched because that's fucking horrifying. Just being conscious and being awake, and then all of a sudden, your your lower body just doesn't work, and you automatically become a prisoner in your own body. And the horror of you know exactly what happened. You know exactly what it is. You know it's an injury. You know it's a serious injury, and you know it's not just career ending, but it could potentially be life ending, and it's
I mean,
horrifying. It's fucking
that happened to
horrifying.
me once back in college, but it wasn't a football injury. I just ate too many mushrooms, so it was very similar. But for me, it took like 12 hours. I was back on my feet, back back getting to it in no time. Let's go ahead. Let's get into these football games. We're sitting here on a Thursday night. Jags are at the Titans. We're not watching this thing. I'm not. It's on my DVR right now. I'm not gonna fucking turn it on and watch any of it. Titans are up 16-2. Holy shit. What a fucking turd fest. 7:47 left in the third there. Stay away from that. It's going to be too late for you, but I hope anybody listening to this didn't waste their time on that. Good going on the NFL, trying to get us some more time with our loved ones and, giving us a little bit of a break here before we got to get ramped up for the last 3 weeks of the season.
What's the Zach Smith hashtag? Not me too, but wasn't me. What is it? Not me.
Hashtag not me. Hashtag
You know
not
who,
me watching this game.
right? You know who's not going to be? You know who's going to be watching this game? Hashtag not me. I'm not doing it. The Jaguars, pretty much all they have to do is beat Cody Kessler, and that's about it. All they got to do is that. Titans are going to cover the spread. I hope you guys bet on it because it's easy money. Titans are going to win this game. Let's just move on.
Which, by the way, we haven't met since Monday night where AP had that 90-yard run.
I saw that.
Yeah.
You've been
I was
listening to
fucking
the pod.
pumped, man.
Listening to the pod, I felt like it was 2011 again. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. I love AP, man. Keep it up.
You know what's crazy? He runs with a limp. You know what I mean? He's an old dog. He's an old dog still playing frisbee. But goddamn, is he fast with that limp? It's crazy. Either he's really really fast with a limp, or the Eagles secondary is just really that terrible. We're gonna find out later on Sunday how terrible the Eagles secondary really is.
So let's get into these games. Pats at the Dolphins. 9-3 Pats at the 6-6 Dolphins. For everybody who hasn't been paying attention lately, I've got some good advice for you. So I'm gonna pick these games. Poker Guy's gonna pick these games, and of course we got our good friend the Coin, notorious friend of Jim Irsay. Also hangs out with Jerry Jones and Daniel Snyder. They're all thick as thieves, the four of them. But do not listen to a single word I have to say. You need to fade the fuck out of me because I've been getting hammered, absolutely hammered the last 3 weeks. I'm off. Listen to what I got to say and then be like, all right, I'm going the other way on that. I'm going to go the other way on that.
Exact opposite, and guys will win money.
You're going to make yourself a fuck ton of money, man. So that's just a little advice as you're going through. Get the pen and paper out and get ready to make some cash by fading me. Pats the Dolphins, over-unders 47. Dolphins are 7.5-point dogs at home. Ryan Tannehill, he's still the quarterback. Tom Brady's still the quarterback. We still got Bill Belichick and the bad guy from Ghost on the sidelines. And, I mean, the Patriots, here's the thing, man. I've been caught up all year in Ghosts of the Past. No hint there to Adam Gase and him being a villain in a popular Patrick Swayze movie. But I've been caught up in years past, I've been on the Vikings for far too long. But the thing is, the Dolphins always seem to give the Pats trouble at home. And that 7.5 makes me uneasy. And I'm going against my better judgment here. I don't know why, but I like the Dolphins to cover that 7.5. I don't think they're going to win this thing, but I think it's a lot closer game than it. I like the under, and I like the Dolphins to cover that 7.5. So that means parlay the Patriots with the over. You at home?
That means you just gotta go over. You may win a lot of money. But you know what? I've been watching the Dolphins for a long time, being in Florida myself, and the Patriots always have trouble week 15, week 16, week 17 with the Dolphins at home. It's filled with drunk Floridians. It's a fucking shit show. And to be honest, it's always a game that the Patriots don't need to win. I'm going to give you a little information here. The Patriots are coming at 9-3. Their next games after this game, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and then New York Jets again. So if they lose this game, they can still win all of those 3 games. So I think you're right. The Dolphins may not flat out win, but they're at least going to shit their pants and miss an extra field, an extra point as time expires, or miss a field goal or whatever it may be. But I think you're right with this one. I think the Dolphins will cover. And, my conspiracy theory spider sense is tingling. I have a feeling that Bill just throws a game, throws a dog a bone here and there. So they're going to come in, they're going to leave this Sunday 9-4, and then they're going to win their final 3 games and get a first week bye.
So we're both on the Dolphins. The coin disagrees. He's with the Patriots. Moving on to the Jets at the Bills. Over under 38. Wow, that is predicted to be a low scoring game. Why wouldn't it be?
Amazing.
Bills are 3.5-point favorites at home. If you've been following the podcast lately, you know that I am not putting any more of my money on the Buffalo Bills football games. So I don't really have much to talk about here because I'm not actually going to put money on this. I advise that everybody stay away from any Buffalo Bills game ever played. But if I got to pick it, Josh Allen, he's fucking terrible. He's the best running back. Granted, he's the best running back on the team. Shady McCoy, he's got 478 yards for the year. That's pathetic. Turns out he's very good at staging break-ins against his ex-girlfriend, but not as good as staging breakouts against opposing defensive lines. And I got a feeling that Josh Allen's going to rack up some excellent ground yards, go 9 for 24, and the Bills are going to win a stinker here. So I'll take the Bills minus 3.5.
Well, we agree that it's a battle of the turds. Again, you don't care. I don't care. Nobody cares. Question really is who's better at tanking. Sean McDermott's going to have a job next year. Todd Bowles isn't. So he's in mega huge fuck it mode. So he's going to screw up the tanking process. I think Jets are going to win and they're going to cover. But again, keep this thing off of my TV.
Those are good instincts that Bowles is going to fuck the Jets one last time on the way out the door. So we're split on that. And the coin's against me on the Jets. So everybody get your wallets out, fade Bobby, and get your money on the Jets. Giants at the Redskins, over-unders 41. Redskins, 3.5-point dogs at home. Big news here. Alex Smith, he is in the hospital still. All right, he has broken leg. He's got some sort of post-operative infection there. People are saying they don't know what that means for his future playing career. I'm not worried about that. I just feel like there's all these fucking anti-vaxxers out there trying to kill their kids. And I wonder if one of them got in a fucking room next to Alex Smith, got some measles in his fucking leg, measles and MRSA combo. I just hope the dude gets out of the hospital with his leg attached.
It's pretty scary stuff. This is a message I'm going to direct to Alex Smith. I don't disagree with what you're saying, but Alex Smith, if you're listening, buddy, don't worry. All right. The bacteria here on Earth is strong enough to kill aliens in that shitty Tom Cruise War of the Worlds movie. But don't worry, it's not going to affect your recovery. You're just going to have to take a little bit of extra IV antibiotics. You're going to be a little bit more saline, but you're going to be totally fine. We here at the comment section, we shit on you at least once a podcast. So it's kind of sad to see you go, brother. And we hope you get better soon so that we could rip on you next season for being terrible. So we're sending.
We're not Kareem Hunt. We're not the types of people to kick people when they're down.
We want you to be okay. And we're sending you an Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat approved thoughts and prayers that will do nothing and will not reach you, but we're still sending you thoughts and prayers. So here we go. We're going to give you a brief 2-second Vontae Davis moment of silence. And there it is.
Miss you, Vontae. We miss you, brother.
Miss you,
we
Nate.
Miss you, man.
I miss you, Nate. Nate and Vontae, I miss you.
Miss all the characters of the early 2018 Buffalo Bills season. And so let's go ahead. Let's pick this thing. It feels strange to say it, but the Giants are gaining momentum. They're going to be playing Mark Sanchez, and I gotta put my money on Eli. I gotta put it on there. Giants, I like them. They're hot. Let's do it. Go G-Man.
I'm with you there, and I'm actually really a little confused that this line is only 3.5 points. I'm actually surprised about that. And if get your Bitcoins ready, get money that you're willing to lose. But I think Sanchez and his butt shenanigans will not help you win this game. I think the Giants do cover.
Giants are going to cover. We're both on that.
Did you see last week that he fumbled the ball and then recovered it with his butthole? Did you see that?
Yeah, it was a butthole redemption story. They're going to make it 30 for 30 about that at some point. I think that's going to be the next. They're making a new 30 for 30 on Buster Douglas. It's called 42-1. I don't know if he's dead of diabetes yet, so I don't know if he's going to be actually live interviewed in that thing. But that was a shocker, man. I remember when that all went down. That was fucking crazy.
Now, the Buster Douglas, for those that don't know, this is the boxer who ended up fighting Mike Tyson and knocked out Mike Tyson, correct?
So yeah, so he knocked Tyson out, and then he got his ass knocked out by Holyfield. I think his next fight. I don't think he ever successfully defended it.
Was that before or after Tyson bit off Holyfield's ear?
That was way before.
Trying to get a timeline going here. Okay.
Yeah, so that was before. So essentially what happened is Tyson lost to Douglas. Holyfield beat, and I'm not a huge boxing, historian, so this is probably all wrong. But Holyfield beat Douglas, just murked him. And then Tyson went to jail for rape. Buster Douglas ballooned up to like 900 pounds, got diabetes. And then I think Holyfield lost the title to Michael Moore at some point. Not the fat white dude that makes, not the fat white dude that makes anti-gun documentaries, but he's an African-American boxer. And then Michael Moore got fucking bopped straight on the chin by George Foreman. And that's when George Foreman regained the heavyweight title, retired, and then went full. If you think fucking Phillip Rivers is good at having kids, man, he got nothing on George Foreman, man. I think that dude's got like 20 kids. God bless his wife's vagina, man. It's seen tough times. Fucking big old George Foreman babies breaking their way out of there. He's been stitched up more times than Mark Schlereth, who's had 29 NFL surgeries. So she's been fucking stitched up many times. But I'll tell you what, I don't care. I'm staying on the Giants. You're on the Giants. Coin's with us. Ask everybody on the Giants. Bitcoin certified bet of the week.
I'm surprised that spread's only 3.5. I really do. I think the Giants are not only going to cover, I think they're going to cover by a lot.
Well, we'll see. I mean, AP had that 90-yard rush, but he only had 8 other attempts for a 1-yard average each. So you got to keep feeding that dude. You cannot turn the DVD off like right before.
You can't stop it before the car chase. You got to let the car chase go, and you got to at least let them get into the prison. You don't have to show them that final, that scene where all the Navy SEALs get murked. But they at least
don't stop it like before Connery like rolls underneath that furnace, man. Like that's basically where they stopped it. Yeah. Like when that guy's like, he fucked us. Well, that's what you did, Jay Gruden. You fucked AP, man. Keep that DVD running, man. Give him the rock.
You guys have Microsoft Surface Pros, brother. Just fucking put that on there. He'll hold it.
AP ain't watching game film on the sideline, dude. He's watching The Rock fucking on Netflix, dude. I wish it was on Netflix, even though I got the DVD.
It was for a little bit.
Was it? They need to bring that back. Netflix apparently paid $100 million to keep Friends for one more year, and that may seem ludicrous. But goddamn it, my wife is always watching that on Netflix, so I get it. I mean, there's a lot.
I try to rewatch that as an adult male, and I'm just like, God damn, this is a stupid show. This is really dumb. It's really.
What's depressing is like right now, there's 10 seasons of Friends. It's like right now, I'm getting to be as old or older than they were like at the very end of it, where fucking Chandler got all drugged out and bloated. Like he's pulling like a full Kelsey Grammer, just getting all fucking pilled up before every episode. Which kudos to Kelsey Grammer. My wife's also a big Frasier fan. I know he had a lot of personal turmoil during the taping of that. A lot of disruptions with the cast. But the reason you don't know it is because he's a fucking professional, and it doesn't reflect in his work like it does for Matthew Perry and his Chandler Bing character.
And Roseanne. Don't forget Roseanne, too. Roseanne also got,
Well, that was some, that was what they call off the field concerns is what they had with her. I don't know exactly what that was, but I'm pretty sure it was like racist tweets.
I think she sent the N-word a couple times because she was like a Trump supporter. And then, usually these things are handled internally, but it seems like they didn't want to handle this internally. They just kind of cut her ass, but.
She got the Kareem Hunt treatment. She got let go. Speaking of Kareem Hunt, Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Baltimore Ravens. Big game for both teams. Chiefs as far as the seeding goes. Ravens when it comes to, actually getting into the playoffs. Over-under is 51. Chiefs are 6.5-point favorites at home. I love the Chiefs here. I love them.
Really?
At some point in time, this Lamar Jackson thing's going to break. And he's not that good. I get it. This is a defense you want to be going against if you're not that good.
Yes.
But the Chiefs got the firepower to get up early. Ravens, I don't like them playing from behind. And I'm really, really all over the Chiefs on this one. At Arrowhead in December.
I'm opposite.
Ooh. Why do you say that, my friend?
Well, let me just break it down for you. The Chiefs, they're down one domestic abuser, okay? And then you got the Ravens, which, depending on your sense of humor, I like to consider them as the Roman Polanski of NFL defenses, okay? They like these young quarterbacks, all right? So the Ravens are a little unsure about this particular quarterback, the Ravens defense. He looks like a rookie. He smells like a rookie, but he might not really be a rookie, okay? People, I'm talking Chris Hansen, Dateline NBC shit, okay? Is that really a 13-year-old girl or is it an 18-year-old actress? I don't know. But I think game here is going to be an interesting one because you have a rookie quarterback playing like he's a sexually mature, consenting adult quarterback against a D that will test him. So I think this is
Patty Mahomes is not a rookie, my friend. He's got an ID that says he's 19, and he's also a second year. He backed up Alex Smith last year. So.
I'm going to need to see that birth certificate. But anyways, I love this matchup as a Mahomes litmus test because I think if Mahomes is able to kind of shred this D, then in reality, yeah, he is a young quarterback, but he's going to be able to really, really shine when it comes to playoff time. Now you have the other side of the coin, which is the shaky, god-awful Chiefs defense that will, Jesus Christ, they let the Raiders stay in. And the Raiders were able to cover because the Chiefs D is so bad. And they're going to give the Ravens offense an opportunity here to run the ball like 80 times. So this is a good litmus test for the Chiefs.
I don't know. I liked what the Chiefs did, bolstering their offensive line this week. They picked up Kelvin Benjamin to help him out there. I think they're going to move him inside the guard, strengthen up that interior of the O-line. They outbid both Popeyes and Churches for his services after he cleared the waiver wire. So I think it's a foregone conclusion that the Chiefs are not only going to win this thing, but win it big.
See, I'm against you. I think the Ravens may not win, but I think they're at least going to be able to cover. And then that spread, it's 51.5-point spread, so it's going to be an interesting over, especially when you got these turnovers that are inevitably going to come. So, like I said, they're down one domestic abuser. I don't know. I think the Chiefs are going to be a little shaky this week.
Well, let's see where the coin's at. All right, coin. He believes in regular season Andy Reid, and I'm there with him.
All right.
Saints at the Buccaneers. Over-under is 55.5. Bucks are 9.5-point dogs at home. Bucks fucked me over last week, but it was really the Bucks fucked me over or the Carolina Panthers. Hard to say. Saints, they ended up losing to the Cowboys. They were completely out of rhythm last week. Dallas, did they put a blueprint out there on how to stop Drew Brees?
No.
Is that what happened?
No.
I don't know. Even if they did, the Bucks aren't going to be able to do it. I don't like much about the spread in this game. I think the Bucks can keep it close. And I do like the over. It's a big over.
I do like the
but
over.
The Saints defense, they've been lit up a few times. Famous Jameis, he had the spectacles on last week, saw them all. No turnovers.
Amazing.
Cam Newton had 4. Famous Jameis 0. And like I said, I asked if it was possible for Dirk Cutter to save his job. You roundly rejected that notion. I do believe that was correct, but they've got something to play for. They're 5-7. I don't think that they're primed for a playoff run. I don't think they win the last 4, but I don't think they win this game either. If I'm picking it against the spread, though, I like the Bucks to cover that 9.5.
I think they'll cover. I'm with you. Just going back to that game last week that they had against the Cowboys. Anytime you have the Cowboys winning games against strong teams at home, my conspiracy theory spider sense starts tingling again. It just tingles, man, because that game was a Jerry Jones special. Okay, the hidden post-game dialogue was even about the refs, how questionable pass interference calls were being made, mistargeting calls. It just shows that hidden agenda. So fuck you, NFL refs. I don't like you. That was a pretend Saints.
You like the NFL refs less than Jerry Hughes. Fuck you. You gonna call me bitch? You gonna call me bitch?
You gonna call me bitch?
Call me bitch?
I'm gonna catch you. All right. And
Apparently, like that guy that he was yelling at has a history of fucking
calling
getting
people
into it
bitches.
with players.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm on Jerry Hughes' side there.
I'm
I
on
gotta
Jerry
believe
Hughes' side
everything that
too,
he
man.
said. Everything that was genuine rage, genuine anger. And I got guarantee that dude called Jerry Hughes a bitch.
He definitely called Jared
And
Hughes a bitch, and he probably called him a bitch at the worst time too, when he was at the bottom of the pile. Like, hey man, hey buddy, you're a fucking pussy. You're a bitch.
well, it's
You're a
probably
bitch.
Jerry Hughes is probably complaining about getting held or something like that. And the
Yeah,
guy's like,
man.
"Shut up,
Yeah.
bitch! Shut up, bitch!
Shut up, pussy
You gotta
bitch.
you gotta take that." I'll tell you, the people that are fucking stone cold are those NBA refs. I don't know how you could be an NBA ref. Every time somebody misses a fucking basket, all they're doing
Those
is
are
getting their fucking
bad
7-foot
calls.
giant ass up in your face. And these little dudes, they're like 5'9", just trotting up and down the court. I don't know how those guys keep their cool. But I will say this, they got a much better tool. For whatever reason, they don't throw too many unsportsmanlike flags in the NFL, but those NBA dudes, they'll fucking tee your ass up
Yeah,
in
they'll
no
tee you up for
time.
anything, man. They'll tee you up for
They'll,
anything.
they'll
The
fucking
the best one is Joey Crawford. Do you know who that is?
yeah. Joey Crawford, he retired this year. I miss
He
Joey.
did. He did. He was the ones that was just blatant calls. Like, just, I guess he was really against the Spurs in particular. Like, there were Spurs players that really didn't like Joey Crawford. I mean, they got in trouble because one year somebody dressed as Joey Crawford for like Halloween, and I think Tony Parker had like a gun to his head, or like, the fake Joey. It might have been Tim Duncan. I don't know the dialogue, but
It
the point
probably
is,
wasn't Tim Duncan putting a gun
I
to
think it was. I
somebody's
think it
head.
was. It wasn't Manu. It wasn't our sweet Manu. I think it was Tony Parker and Tim Duncan. But either way, these refs, Joey Crawford in particular, had a big target on his head. He would make the most ridiculous calls ever. I mean, this is like the most absurd calls. Just YouTube it. You'll find how absurd those calls are. But going back to rigging games, man, NFL. I think that was a pretend Saints loss. Okay, so with the lows come the highs. All right, you got the Saints losing that game, which you're talking about the Saints defense being bad. I'm looking at their stats right now. They're not particularly bad. They had a couple bad games at the beginning of the year, but they've been shutting down. They shut down Philly, and they pretty much did shut down Dallas. Granted they lost that game, but the real thing here is it's kind of one of those classic college football cupcake games, like Ohio State versus Southern Alabama, Florida versus Citadel, Clemson versus whatever, Marist to Ladybugs, whatever it is. It's the Bensons. They're the ones that are laughing all the way to the bank, and obviously those are the owners of the Saints, because Jerry Jones, he's sending them some money on some level, because if the Cowboys make the playoffs, they're the biggest franchise in the fucking NFL. Anytime they win a game, that's a good thing. So Jerry Jones, he knows what he's doing. Dear Bensons, you enjoy the Jerry Jones sponsored real estate deals heading your way, because that's a good win for the Cowboys. And at the end of the day, the Saints are still going to make the playoffs. So
So you're on the Saints. I'm on the Bucks.
At
Whoa,
me.
coin, you're getting frosty with me here. So the coin is with you. He's on the Saints as well. 9.5. I mean, I just know I'm
Weird.
I just know I'm gonna turn on. I'm gonna probably be out. And get to red zone. Get to the red zone late.
Account. Don't touch it.
I'm gonna get to the red zone late. It's gonna be like 10:20 Pacific time. I'm gonna turn on. Oh man, I got a lot of money on these games. I better turn this on. And right as I turn it on, Scott Hansen's gonna be shifting to Michael Thomas's second touchdown of the day as the Saints go up 14-0 early in the first quarter. And I want to be like, oh fuck, it's gonna be another one of those. It's gonna be another one of those. It's been tough times for me. Tough times for the Panthers the last 4 weeks. They're down 4 in a row. 6-6 heading into the Browns, 4-7-1. Same record as the Green Bay Packers for all you Packers fans out there. Over-under is 47. Browns are only 1.5 point dogs at home.
Crazy.
And Panthers shook things up a little bit on the defensive side of the ball. They fired their defensive backs coach. I don't know what his name is. It doesn't matter. And then they fired their defensive line coach, who's Brady Hoke, the former Michigan coach, right before Jim Harbaugh took that job. Incidentally, Brady Hoke is also the last Michigan coach to ever defeat the Ohio State Buckeyes. So apparently, if you had a little opinion of him, you need to raise that a little bit, because he actually won a game against Ohio State, unlike Jim Harbaugh. Browns won a few games this year. Panthers are reeling. it's a big game for the Panthers, and I was on them last week. I think I'm gonna stay on them again. I believe in you, Cam Newton. Well, here's the thing, though. It depends. I got to track if Cam Newton's gonna play or not. He's got a shoulder injury.
Exactly.
If Cam's gonna play, I like the Panthers. If for whatever reason it looks like he's not, I'll go ahead and put my money on the Browns.
That's pretty much what it is. If Cam plays, then you're putting money on the Panthers. If this other, I think the other guy's name is like Heineken. If Heineken plays, then you're obviously going to put money on the Browns. So that's really what it comes down to. If you guys are putting money on this, just wait for the IR report to come out. But this has the classic stench of a game that won't know if Cam is ready till like 20 minutes before kickoff. So I wouldn't put money on this because that's just so risky. I wouldn't put any money down on that game.
And, the Panthers D's been bad. Ron Rivera is trying to tighten the reins. You don't know, the Browns D is not the worst in the NFL. That over-under at 47, I don't like the unders on things, but if I had to get on one side of that, I'd get on the under there.
This might be one of those games going into halftime. It's like 0-3, 0.
So we don't really know how that's going to go. Let's see if the coin knows. So the coin's on the home team. Coin's a Browns fan this week.
Okay.
Like we said, another team with the same record as the Browns. Packers 4-7-1, playing the Falcons 4-8. Over/under is 50.5. Packers are 5-point favorites at home. I'm not putting any money on this. All right, Falcons. I said it before. I fucking said it before, and I mean it this time. I really, really mean it. I'm not putting any more money on the Falcons games, or at least on the Falcons. At least on the Falcons. Maybe I like the Packers here. I mean, it's got all the juice of like, hey, we got McCarthy out of the building. Let's show them what we're made of. The only thing I don't like about this situation is Joe Philbin. Joe Philbin, like you said in the previous podcast, man who looks most like a Dolphin. That's the only reason he got that previous job. And they fired one of their coaches they said it wasn't because he put a tweet out challenging Aaron Rodgers, but it was. And I've seen too much. Believe me, people, I've been watching these Falcon games pretty close, looking for signs of life from them these past couple weeks. And they're just not there. They're not there. Defense is terrible. Packers. I'm loving the Packers this week.
All right. So here's the thing. They got rid of the human-sized thumb that is Mike McCarthy, okay? But never underestimate the power of Joe Philbin to fuck things up, all right? I'm not going to say much because I don't want to make you upset, but I'm going to go full Bobby Fever here. I'm going to get all my goddamn Bitcoins on this game because I think the best 1-4 team in history of the NFL is going to upset the Packers this week. I don't know. I just got that feeling. I got that feeling.
That's like venereal disease, man. Like that shit spreads around there. You got it bad. You're gonna
got polio, baby. I got it. I was feeling it.
Start pissing fire here soon. That's bad news, man. Don't put your dick in that. What is a coin? Oh man, the coin's with you. Oh man, sloppy seconds on the Falcons. Oh no way. No way. Stay away from that. Moving on to Poker Guy's favorite coach in the NFL, Bill O'Brien. His Texans are hosting the Indianapolis Colts.
They're faking it.
49.5.
They're faking it.
They're faking it. They're 4.5 point favorites at home. Andrew Luck with an offensive explosion of 0 fucking points last week. Thank you, you asshole. You've been demoted from Captain Andrew Luck to Private Andrew Luck. In my mind, I'm losing faith in the Colts. I'm all over the Texans. Unless Deshaun Watson gets hurt, I think they're going to make a deep run in the playoffs. 4.5 points. Give it to me all day long. I got the Texans at home.
Fuck the Texans. They're faking it. Sure, they clinched the division with a win here, but some are even saying that Deshaun Watson has played a good game the last couple of weeks. But I'm going to read you their schedule. These are the last teams that they've beaten. They beat Cleveland. All right. Wait, am I looking at the right thing? Yeah, I am. They beat Cleveland. All right. They
good
beat
win.
Tennessee.
Great win.
Washington.
Great win.
Denver.
Huge win.
Miami.
Yeah, those are all powerhouses. Those are all powerhouses.
They're not. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to lose in the first round to like the fucking Chiefs or the Jitterbugs. I don't care, but they're faking it. I don't believe in them. Fuck the Texans. Jim Irsay, with the highs come the low, with the low come the highs. All right, Sunday a stinker against Jacksonville. Jim is going to be handing out even more Excedrin PM, even more Adderall, even more promethazine because last week was the low. People, here comes the drug-induced high. I'm taking the Colts in a close one. I think they will win the game with a game-ending field goal.
Every week for Jim Irsay is like the beginning of Westworld, where you got to pick the white hat or the black hat. But for him, is it going to be a white mortar and pestle weekend or a black mortar and pestle weekend? Is he using the grieving mortar and pestle or the joyful mortar and pestle? Doesn't matter. He's picking one of them out, crushing some shit up.
Either
way, get it done.
Either way, Tuesday morning he's gonna be face down in the gutter somewhere with a fucking needle in his arm, so it doesn't even matter. Okay.
And a rolled up prostitute and a fucking rug. So you're thinking he's getting the white one out? Where's the coin at? Oh wait, we don't even need to flip the coin here because the coin is always with Jim. He's always partying with Jim. So coin's in the Jim. You're with Jim. I'm on the Texans. Broncos at the 49ers. Broncos 6-6. Niners 2-10. Over under is 45.5. Niners are only 3.5 point dogs at home. This is one of those games where I'm like, that's a sneaky small spread.
Yes.
And Mrs. Keenum's got Case finally tuned going into the latter half of the year. This is got fucking blowout written all over it. Broncos defense against, what is that, dude? I'm Nate Mullins. I'm not going to learn your name, sir. I'm not going to learn your name. I'm not going to waste my time doing that. I am going to bet against you. I'm all over the Broncos, given those 3.5 points.
I love this spread. I'm going to take the Broncos. I'm actually surprised that this spread is what it is. Vegas seems a little bit more optimistic than I am here, but really not much to say other than well done, Vance Joseph and Miss Keenum. You guys have both killed Bill 2'd yourself out of this coffin, and you guys are looking for blood. You guys are looking for a playoff spot. So congratulations. I think you guys will in fact make the playoffs.
We're both on the Broncos. Coin is with the 49ers. He says they're going to quit tanking it out. I don't believe you, Coin. I don't believe you, sir. You just got out of that limo, and your eyes are looking a little bit bloodshot. Bengals 5-7, moving in playing at the Chargers 9-3. There still won't be any fucking fans there because people in LA don't give a shit about the Chargers. Over/under is 47.5. Chargers are 14-point favorites at their Los Angeles stadium. I don't like to use the word home because they don't play any real home games.
Carson, LA.
Yeah, and Carson at the StubHub. I got to learn the name of, what is that, the Galaxy? Is it the LA Galaxy? At the LA Galaxy.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. That the Los Angeles football, foreign football team stadium where no one wants to show up to. There won't be any Bengals fans there either to watch the ultra-athletic Jeff Driscoll fucking not score any touchdowns against the Chargers defense. Did you see that picture that came out of the back of, so Phillip Rivers is still living in San Diego. He does a 2-hour each way commute to work up in Carson or wherever that fucking stadium is.
Where do they practice?
And he's got
Carson?
Yeah, I don't know.
They practice in Carson, or I don't even know.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. No one cares where they play. No one cares where they play. Why would anyone fucking care where they practice?
He's doing 2-hour commutes. He's got the 9th kid coming.
Yeah.
He's going to work, man. You got to give the man credit.
So somebody tweeted out a picture of the vehicle that he commutes in. So he has a driver. Good. Why wouldn't you? You make like $25 million a year. That's smart. And he has got basically like a luxury Tahoe. It's got a giant big screen TV in it so you can watch film going back and forth. Got some
awesome.
Sweet ass fucking chairs. And he may have to be in that thing 4 hours a day, but that's 4 hours of solitude for my man Phil. He does that for multiple reasons. One, he wants to keep his family in the right spot. And two, man, he must love that. He must love that time to himself.
Amazing. 9 fucking kids, dude. And that's why I was wondering, I'm like, man, this guy has a resurgence. This is Phillip Rivers, The Redemption 2K18. But it all makes sense, dude. He needs that money for future child support payments. I get it here. I fucking get it. Going back to the game.
He doesn't have a grill in his name or he can sell. He's got to make that money now.
He's kind of a nobody name, too, because Phillip Rivers, he's muy bueno, as they say in San Diego. But nobody even knows who he is. Eli Manning, he's dog shit, but people know who Eli Manning is. People don't know who Phillip Rivers is,
Nobody knows who he is.
He can't sell protein shakes. He can't sell Nutri-Bars. He can't sell fucking electric grills. So he's really, this is all the money he's ever going to make. So you keep on making that money, brother. Keep wearing those bolo ties, all right? We're all rooting for you.
Where's a bolo tie at, Phil? God damn it. I want a bolo tie.
He hasn't worn one this year. It's kind of weird. It makes me a little nervous like he doesn't do that anymore because now he's a grown man. You know, I'm not Philip anymore. Okay, I'm Phil. All right.
I haven't seen a bolo tie and I haven't seen an RG3 left guard hat, and it's starting to really piss me off. But if I got to pick this game, 14 points, that's a lot. But I've seen enough of Jeff Driscoll to say to myself, that's not enough for Jeff Driscoll. So I'm with Jeff. I'm against Jeff, excuse me, and I'll take the Chargers, even though they're giving those 14.
The Chargers dropped 38 on the Browns. This is not the score. This is literally what they dropped. They dropped 38 on the Browns, 45 on Arizona, and 33 on Pittsburgh. Something to think about with this 47-point line. That overlooks muy bueno, as they say in San Diego. So, yes, I don't love that 14-point spread, but I might as well take it. And I am excited for, game 2 of the Jeff Driscoll experiment and the 150-yard, 1 touchdown, 3 interception stat line. It is going to be exciting.
It's going to be exciting times. So we're both in the Chargers. Coin. The coin, wow, rough day for the coin. Coin's fading me. Coin is doing what you need to do. Coin's fading me. He's on the Bengals there. Steelers at the Raiders. Over-unders 51.5. Raiders are 10-point dogs at home. Ben Roethlisberger can't quit turning the ball over. Steelers, that was funny at the end of that last game. They just kept going off sides. They were like, fuck it. We don't care how close it is. I'm going to keep trying to block this thing. That was ludicrous. It turns out there's an NFL rule where I guess if they keep doing that, they can actually just be like, all right, fuck you guys. We're going to count the field goal as good. This game is over. So they could have done that. Didn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Mike Tomlin,
really what
night
happens.
game. He's always weaker in the night games when he can't wear those sunglasses. And I don't know. I like the over here, over 52. Steelers are going to put up some points. Their defense has had a bit of a leak lately. James Conner, I think, might be out of this thing. I know he got injured last week.
He's out.
So that's a blow there. Le'Veon Bell, obviously, he can't come back. I don't know. This is one I'm going to stay away from with my Bovada account. But picking this thing, I do like the Steelers to cover that 10 points. The Raiders are dog shit.
You know what's so funny is I definitely would bet on the over here, and I think the Raiders are dog shit, but I don't know, man. I called it last week with the Chiefs game, and Vegas was listening to the podcast because now this week it's only a 10-point spread because the Steelers are going to win, but John Gruden will try his hardest to fuck up the tank, and he's going to keep it close, and he's going to use that garbage time to its full potential because at the end of the day, this is what they're doing, all right? You're listening to me? Put on your aluminum hat, okay? You listening? Put it on. Congrats on the Steelers for keeping your playoff hopes alive, but Gruden will use that garbage time to pump up Derek Carr's stats better than they are. So when they inevitably trade David Carr's brother to the Broncos next year, it's going to be for more than he's really worth because on paper, they're going to say, hey, look, man, this is how many touchdowns he threw this year. Whatever, 4,000 yards, 20 touchdowns, and only 12 interceptions. He's a fantastic quarterback. But they're doing that before they pump and dump him because that's what they're doing. They're pumping him and they're dumping him, and they're just preparing for a Mark Davis move to Vegas. That's really what's going on here. I don't want to put money on this game, but if I do, I'll put it on the over, and I do think the Raiders will be able to cover that spread.
All right, so I'm on the Steelers. You're on the Raiders. The coin is with me. He's on the Steelers. Eagles at the Cowboys. Eagles 6-6. Cowboys 7-5. Over-under is 44. Cowboys are 3.5-point favorites at home. The Eagles, man, they're up and down, up and down. I don't want to overreact to that Cowboys win, but I don't want to overreact to the Eagles actually win a game against the lowly Redskins that are quarterbacked by a combination of Colt McCoy and Mark Sanchez. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna pull out my Skip Bayless hat, put that thing on, put that Bayless jersey on. I'm gonna be with you on Sunday, Skip, because my money's gonna be on the Cowboys.
I'm with you there. This is, like I said, conspiracy theory, Jerry Jones, double whammy special. A win here and a loss to the Eagles solidifies the Cowboys making a playoff push. So Jerry Jones is going to be transferring a lot of those Bitcoins to that unofficial spokesman for these Sundays referees team, solidifying a fair, unbiased, and unadulterated viewing experience for the NFL viewers. I'm expecting a Cowboys win here and a lots of missed calls and a lots of Philly fans saying the F word that will be bleeped out by the NBC broadcasting crew.
So we're both from the Cowboys. Coin, he's with us there. Bitcoin certified. Everybody on this. We're just picking this one. I'm not fucking talking about it, and I'm not watching it. Your turd of the week. Lions 4-8, heading into Arizona 3-9. Over under is 40.5. Cardinals are 3-point dogs at home. Matthew Stafford, I believe, is hurt. Fuck it, Cardinals.
I don't really care. It's a meaningless game for both teams. Just it's going to be a rough slate in the afternoon. I might not be watching the afternoon red zone channel because if that's taking a big percentage of it, I'm not going to be watching it. But whatever, I'll just take the Cardinals with you. Fuck it.
All right, everybody on the Cardinals. Nobody cares.
So we got two big games coming up, man. Rams Bears.
Rams Bears. It's got flexed to Sunday night, rightfully so. I think old Mitch Big Dick Trubisky. I'm just kidding, man. I can't give him that name, dude. That's fucking Nicky's nickname. I regret saying that. I'm sorry, Nick. Fucking BDN. Fucking Big Dick Nick. I shouldn't have done that. That's my bad. We've been podding for too long. That was a slip. That's a slip. Sorry about that. But Mitch is back. Rams 11-1, heading to the Bears 8-4. Over under is 51.5. The Bears are 3-point dogs at home. I just don't think. I mean, I saw the Bears last week. I know Mitch Trubisky's going to be back.
He is back. Confirmed. That's confirmed.
Yeah, absolutely. But guess what? He still has to play against Aaron Donald. He might be out again after this. Aaron Donald leads the league in sacks. He's been double teamed like 75% of the time. It doesn't fucking matter. The dude's a defensive lineman and he's got abs. That's not right. Like that's not weird. That doesn't sit well with me. What happened to Warren Sapp? What happened to William Perry? Those are my defensive linemen. # not my president. So I got to go ahead. I'm sticking with the finely combed beard of Sean McVay, the well-tuned offense, the well-tuned grooming of the Rams. He's groomed the Rams fucking better than Drake's groomed Millie Bobby Brown, and they are finely tuned. I'm all over the Rams. Only given 3. Give that to me all day.
I don't really know here. I don't like anything about this game. Bears 3-point. No, the Rams are a 3-point favorite. Yep. I don't really know what to say here, man. I don't know. I would kind of keep your eyes peeled. Even a healthy Trubisky, I don't know if a healthy Trubisky is enough to keep that offense going. I'm expecting a lot of 3-and-outs, all right, for the Bears offense. And I think, the Bears running D is good, and it's going to be able to stop, what's his face, Todd Gurley. But if the offense isn't even on the field and the Bears defense is out there, they're going to be able to stop their offense for a good 1, 2, 3 quarters. But by the fourth quarter, they're going to be all tired and shit. They're going to be tired. Khalil Mack, he's young, but, he's going to be tired, man. He's carrying the fucking team. The entire Bears team is going to be carried by this defense. So I'm not really expecting much. I'm expecting a close game up to the third quarter, and the Rams are going to take off with this. I'm going to take the Rams.
So we're both on the Rams, feeling very good about that. So just keep that in the back of your mind, everybody. How good I feel about that one.
So as keep we're watching the Bears kick the shit out of the Rams, just think of Bobby Fever and, enjoy those Bobby tears.
Yeah, God damn it, Bobby. Or it's going to be like, all right, Bobby, you told me to fade you at the beginning of this. I'm rolling in it. Coins with us. We're all on the Rams. We got the battle of the Vikings at the Seahawks Monday night. Vikings fighting for their playoff lives. 6-5-1 at the 7-5 Seahawks. Over-under is 45.5. Seahawks 3-point favorites at home. Well, here's what we do know. Kirk Cousins is playing another primetime game, so fuck that. I ain't putting money on the Vikings. I got Russ and the Seahawks -3 all day long. Give me the Hawks.
See, I think this game, people are saying the Rams-Bears game is going to be the game of the week, but I think this game is going to be a must-see. Seattle has kind of crawled out of the ashes. We started, shitting on them at the beginning of the year, and they've been beating up some teams, albeit really shitty and shaky teams. Some of their wins include Oakland, Detroit, Green Bay, San Francisco. And really the only win that I'd say is worth anything is a Panthers win. And then you have the flip side. The Vikings have been getting their ass kicked by pretty good teams, all right? So Chicago, New Orleans, LA. So the records here, you can't really speak for much. So this game, don't worry about the records. You just have to make your best judgment call. At the end of the day, Mike Zimmer is looking for blood. This is a must win. Pete Carroll, he might not be losing his job, but in his eyes, this is a must win too. So we're going to find out which one is the better team here. I don't know what to say. I think the Hawks will take it. I think it's going to stay close. I don't know if the Vikings are going to be able to cover, but I think the Hawks will take it.
This is going to stay close, and Kirk Cousins is going to have a big fucking turnover sometime late in the game.
In the end zone. It's going to be a fucking fourth quarter, 3 minutes left. It's going to be one of those touchdowns that he needs to convert on. He's going to throw an end zone interception, and then everybody's going to drive home. And this is in Seattle, so keep that in mind. This is in Seattle. So
Mike Zimmer's eyeball is gonna fucking burst wide open as Dan Bailey sends one right off the upright. And it's an eye patch and a fucking very somber ride home for Mike Zimmer and the Vikings.
The only good news here is that it is wintertime up in Seattle, so there's not going to be a lot of Seattle fauna on the road. Okay, not a lot of possums, not a lot of deer,
Esteban.
Not a lot of elk, not a lot of moose. So.
Okay.
Oh, I cut out for a second.
You cut out there for a second. Oh, my God. We almost lost you. That's okay, everybody. We're going to get out of here before our audio shits out. PG, closing thoughts on Week 14 in the NFL?
No, I'm just going to go, I'm going to go poop in a little bit. So that's really where I'm at right now. I'm going to go take a shit, wash my hands, and probably finish up this game that we're watching, this Jaguars game. But, yeah, that's about it, man. I'll see you next week, brother.
Good for you washing those hands, man. Good for you. Thank you for announcing that. Hey, you're going to poop, but you got good hand hygiene. Way to go, brother. Everybody, you have a great week, great weekend. Enjoy. We're coming up on the end of it. Week 14, the NFL is coming at you. We'll see you back here Sunday night and recap that action.